Dusty, an obese, traditional, and carefree man, is the movie's main character. He only watches old car movies and eats. The world has progressed due to technological advancements, but Dusty remains trapped in the 1980s. He thinks texting is a waste of time, dislikes smartphones, and even thinks emojis are weird. Millennials are the one thing he fears. Teenagers who hold different views from his are intolerable to him. Dusty is eating a burger and listening to some 80s rock music in his car at the beginning of the movie. He doesn't have a full-time job and is carefree despite being 50 years old. Dusty has lost all of his friends as a result of this habit, but he doesn't seem to care. He is soon caught in the act by a group of millennials who record him on camera. Dusty is obviously uncomfortable, but he is unable to communicate with them because of his extremely awkward personality. After some time, his niece Chloe gets into his car with him and they head to the movie theater. It turns out that they have been watching movies together since Chloe was a little child, and they are still doing so now. Although the two seem to be close, it's obvious that Chloe is a little uncomfortable with her uncle given their stark differences in age and lifestyle. When Dusty plays an old song that she describes as boring, this becomes even more apparent. The uncle and niece begin debating which movie to watch when they arrive at the Cinethrax theater. Chloe wants to watch Chosen, a Cinethrax exclusive 3D movie, while Dusty wants to go with a vintage 80s movie that he has already seen 10 times. The obstinate niece eventually succeeds in getting what she wants. After that, they go to the ticket line, where many millennials are texting and taking selfies. Uncle Dusty is appalled by what he sees, as was to be expected. To make matters worse, the cost of the movie tickets is so high that he doesn't even have the money to buy them. Chloe reluctantly coughs up some money as a result. Oddly, every Cinethrax employee, including the bouncers and ticket seller, has an odd, depressing expression on their faces. Uncle Dusty takes out his own heavy glasses, which he refers to as shifters, before entering the main theater and discards his 3D glasses. He brought these shifters to flatline them into regular 2D movies, apparently because he detests 3D movies so much. He even brought his niece Chloe a pair, but naturally, she doesn't want to wear them. Dusty then goes to the canteen to purchase some popcorn. There, a group of millennials confront him and ask if he's unintentionally ended up in the 3D section. Simply stating that he is a movie buff, Dusty leaves. He finds the manager of Cinethrax, a handsome man named Zach, flirting with Chloe when he walks into the main theater. But as soon as Dusty gets close to them, Zach leaves with an excuse. Two of Chloe's friends arrive and sit down next to her at the same time. The movie time with her uncle turned out to be merely an excuse to leave the house, it turns out. Dusty is irritated that Chloe doesn't spend time with him and that her friends are occupying his seat. Chloe refuses to sit with him despite his attempts to persuade her. She now views her uncle as a dull individual who will constantly make fun of her in front of her friends. Dusty decides to sit directly behind Chloe's seat despite his sadness upon hearing this. The movie is about to start. Zach soon gets on stage age. Everyone must put on their Cinethrax 3D glasses, and no one is allowed to use their phones. He lays out the rules. The announcement excites the millennials, who begin to cheer in delight. The movie Chosen then starts. Because of the incredibly lifelike 3D action, millennials are enjoying this love story despite its somewhat bizarre acting and plot. At practically every conversation, they yell and applaud. Uncle Dusty, who does not wear glasses, is left unsatisfied by the movie. He is eagerly awaiting his return home. Soon after, he decides to put on his shifter glasses after remembering them. Dusty is still uninterested, though, because they flatline the 3D into a dull 2D. He decides to irritate the other people in the area. He reminds Chloe that using a phone in the theater is not allowed after seeing one of her friends texting. He starts a small commotion in the act, which doesn't sit well with the other millennials there. Chloe finally tells her friend to stop using the phone so they can watch the movie in peace when Dusty still won't back down. Ignorant of the fact that he is embarrassing his niece in front of her cool friends, Dusty thinks he has won. Dusty gets increasingly disinterested as the movie progresses. He notices something unusual in one scene, as though the screen is broken. However, there is no thing when he takes off his shifter glasses. Dusty is perplexed and wants to try on the Cinethrax glasses to see what it's like to watch a real movie. Chloe is tired of her uncle's immature behavior by the time he asks her to lend her glasses for a bit. She asks him to act normally and sternly chastises him for acting embarrassingly in front of her friends. Uncle Dusty puts on his shifter glasses and continues to watch the movie when he is out of options. He notices a massive creature that resembles a worm looking through the screen at him right away. Dusty can clearly see this worm, but all of the millennials in the theater are completely unaware of its existence. He takes off his glass quickly out of fear, and the worm vanishes as a result. After a few minutes, the worm is nowhere to be found. Dusty therefore believes that his 2D glasses may have had something to do with it, so he puts it back on, and the moment he does, the enormous worm uses its suckers to attack him. Dusty screams in terror and destabilizes the theater. Additionally, he splatters Chloe and her friends with his popcorn. The millennials become enraged and begin calling him names, but Dusty is certain that something unusual is happening inside the theater. Chloe refuses to listen to him when he tries to explain it. Rather, she says she regrets bringing him here and is embarrassed. The disturbance soon attracts the Cinethrax manager Zach, who approaches Dusty and takes him away to the delight of the other millennials. Chloe follows her uncle out of concern that he has gotten himself into trouble. Zach comes to the conclusion that the elderly man is merely mistaking the incredibly lifelike 3D action for a real thing when Dusty tries to explain outside that something came out of the screen and approached him. Dusty is certain, though, that he saw something resembling a worm. When he finally decides to leave and get a refund, Chloe refuses to go. Instead, she chastises her uncle for acting embarrassingly time and time again in order to make him the center of attention. She leaves him after saying this and enters the theater again. Zach stops Dusty from pursuing her and informs him that he is no longer allowed inside. Uncle Dusty decides to wait for Chloe until the movie is over because he has no other option. However, Zach takes him to the projection room because he is unable to wait in the main hall. There, Zach and his staff begin discussing how Cinethrax's incredibly lifelike cinematography and visuals will revolutionize the world. 3D has replaced the 2D movie aid. Additionally, they offer to refund Dusty's money if he still doesn't like it after trying it. After giving it some thought, Dusty declines Zach's offer of a pair of Cinethrax glasses. The Cinethrax staff members become enraged as a result and abruptly transform into possessed zombies. The Uncle Man manages to escape from their grasps after they attack Dusty and nearly force him into a sharp object. How did he accomplish it? He just shoved a rotten burger into the possessed zombies after taking it out of his pocket. After that, Dusty rushes to the main hall and looks for a way out of the structure. But since every Cinethrax employee has become a zombie and is searching for him, it is not feasible. Dusty enters the storeroom covertly and prepares to do the one thing he detests the most, texting. He apologizes for being a jerk and acknowledges that he is scared of losing Chloe in a series of messages he sends to her. He then goes on to alert her to the danger, but Zach and the others enter through the door and take him away before he can finish. In the meantime, Chloe has begun to regret reprimanding her uncle. She awaits his next message, but it never arrives. She therefore picks up and tries on his shifter glasses when she finds them on the ground. She suddenly notices a massive tentacled creature that has taken over the whole screen. Chloe is the only human left in the theater who is not infected because the creature is also draining the life from all the other millennials. She takes off her glasses out of fear and tries to flee, but all the infected millennials follow her. It seems as though there is no hope after a significant struggle. Fortunately, Chloe is able to swat the hundreds of infected millennials with the aid of a prop sword before entering the projection room. She finally realizes that her uncle was telling the truth when she notices him bound and tied to a chair. But Zach and the others arrive and capture her before she can assist him. Zach then reveals the primary creature responsible for all of this chaos. It turns out to be an alien from another galaxy that has come to spread its species. Zach says that getting infected was the best thing that has ever happened to him because he no longer experiences any pain or anxiety. He also encourages the uncle and niece to embrace the change because the alien only wants to assist them in overcoming their dull and miserable age. After saying this, he makes Dusty watch the movie by forcing him to put on a pair of Cinethrax 3D glasses. It seems that this will make him one of them. Luckily, though, Chloe steps in just in time to stab the alien with a shattered piece of glass. Chloe is able to free her uncle from his bond age by momentarily stunning the infected zombies. Zach, however, lets out a tentacle that seizes Chloe and begins to possess her just as they are about to escape. Her face begins to turn in no time, suggesting that the alien has taken over her body. Uncle Dusty quickly takes an axe and chops off Zach's head like a hero from the 1980s, but by this time, the damage has already been incurred. The two soon arrive at the exit door, and when Dusty opens it, he sees that a massive alien has destroyed the city outside. This is where he at last realizes that aliens have taken over the world. Chloe also changes her attitude at the same time. She advises her uncle to embrace the change and act as though there is no way out. She goes on to say that Zach was correct. This life is painless and anxiety-free. Other millennials and Cinethrax staff members soon arrive and begin convincing him to accept the change as well. To persuade Dusty to change his mind, they even sing a song. Dusty eventually gives in and begins to sing along to the song after realizing there is no more hope. The same movie is being shown in the theater when the scene ends, and all the people go back inside. In order for her uncle to embrace embrace the change and join them. Chloe, who is now fully possessed, gives him a pair of Cinethrax glasses. Dusty waits tensely for the alien to arrive and take control of him as the movie comes to a close. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, leave a comment about your favorite movie, and we will make it next. Thanks for watching.